Elon Musk and Kanye West joining forces to disrupt traditional media? Yeah, I think I'm here for it. Well, at least for the memes. This morning, obviously, Kanye West, it was reported that he was purchasing Parler. I'm going to talk about why I don't think that matters. But Elon Musk recently just tweeted a meme of him and Kanye together, disrupting things. It's been a wild day. Of course, Elon Musk folding, or at least saying to heck with it, and he's going to continue to fund his Starlink satellites over in there for the Ukraine military. Meanwhile, us paying Starlink customers here in the United States yet to get a consistent, even bottom of the barrel as promised bandwidth from the man. Makes me feel awesome. But anyway, I want to start with, of course, the Parler purchase. I didn't cover it this morning because Tim already covered it. And when Tim covers something, there's not a lot of reason for me to double up. Many of us, I would argue that it's probably like 60% crossover between Tim Pool and my audience. So I waited until something more substantial came out, until there's something else to talk about. And now there is. This morning, Forbes wrote, Kanye West is buying right-wing social media platform Parler. Kanye West has agreed to purchase Parler, a social media platform that has fashioned itself as a, quote, free speech alternative to Twitter. The rapper announced on Monday after the rapper was blocked from posting on both Facebook and Instagram and Twitter after several remarks. In a press release, Parler's parent company, Parliament Technologies, said they had entered an agreement to sell the platform to West, who now refers to himself as Ye. The statement adds that the acquisition will ensure Parler remains an uncancelable ecosystem, wrong, that welcomes all voices. Financial details about the deal, such as how much West is paying to buy Parler, were not disclosed. I can't imagine that he's going to have paid much for it. There's a couple of interesting things that I want to talk about. Like, first of all, Kanye keeps talking like he's talking. Parler ain't ever going to be back on the Google Play Store or the Apple iTunes Store. Period. Okay. And that's how they ended the platform in the first place. Parler was, in my opinion, really poised. I talk about this all the time, man. It's like, oh, the good old days. There's legitimately a time when Parler opened, and like overnight, I had like 200,000 or 300,000 followers there. I was like, holy crap, this is what it's like to not be censored. And then within like 3 days, big tech, in my opinion, colluded to remove the competition. As long as Google App Store and iTunes Play Store, or whatever it's called, or iTunes Store and Google Play Store, they remain the primary gateway to the normies. You saw yesterday, or just a few days ago, Trump's Truth Social finally got approved on Android, and I did see a pretty big influx of followers there. I think I added about 1,000 followers when they opened up there. The issue with Parler is, well, multi-level folded. Okay, first of all, who knows what state the technology's in anymore? All I ever get are spam emails from Parler. When they also, many people talk about them handing over data and things like of that nature. It says Parler has not disclosed its active monthly user base, but the app's popularity had plummeted in the wake of the worst day in American history ever, according to the mainstream media. Several people engaged in bad behavior that day. As of January 2021, some 870,000 new users downloaded the app from Apple's App Store, according to Sensor Tower data with Forbes. This dropped to 32,000 in May 2021. Now, for example, or in comparison, Twitter app recorded 9 million downloads in the App Store in September, and Donald Trump's Truth Social, another Twitter clone that fashions itself as a free speech alternative, was downloaded 90,000 times in September. In addition to this, unlike other popular social media apps which receive frequent and almost weekly updates, security patches and bug fixes, Parler's app on the App Store was last updated in November 2021. This is why I say I don't know what kind of state Parler's in. Hopefully he got it for a song. A song. Because I think basically the only thing Parler has now is its mail list. And they sell it to anyone who will pay, and I get spam emails from like weird conservative businesses. I'm not like dumping on Parler here, but like I don't think really anybody thinks that, oh, Kanye buying Parler is suddenly gonna give us a great free speech alternative. I think right now we have Gab for that. We also have Getter, which also has various questions, and Truth Social. All three saying, "Oh, we're the free speech person. We're the free speech person." I don't know. I don't know what kind of level of technology people Kanye has. I don't think Parler failed because they didn't have money. I think they failed because, in my opinion, Google and Apple wanted them to fail because it was really a actual real like threat to Twitter at that time. I think it was Jared Kushner told, Trump not to join it, or there's all sorts of stuff I remember that I'm salty about back in the day when I was like, oh my God, we're going to get a free speech alternative. Even I knew that, big tech wasn't going to let go of their grips that easily. But I do think it's good. It's definitely a net positive that there may be another thing out there. Now, why not throw in with Trump on Truth Social? Because it's already out there. It's already on both the Google and iTunes store. As all these stories are always running about Truth Social needing money. Maybe Kanye West could have brought a couple 100,000 new users to Truth Social, invested some money. I feel like that would have been a better play. Similarly with Gab, he could have went in and like injected real money into Gab, $500,000, $10 million, $20 million in advertising on existing platforms. I think no reason to reinvent the wheel. But nonetheless, Elon tweeted about, here we go. Fun times ahead. And he's got Elon at Twitter, Kanye at Parler. Yeah, I personally don't think Parler will ever launch in any kind of real significant way again. I hope I'm wrong. But from a practicality standpoint, gosh, dude, I really wish he would have just funded Truth Social or Gab. Bought in for like a 30% stake and brought $100 million to the table. These are apps that are already out there, especially Truth. Like it or not, Truth's on the App Store and on Google Play. Him and Trump were at one time kind of tight. They could have done, something like that. But, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. There's the thing about Kanye West is that he has hundreds of thousands of fans. Millions of fans all over the world will potentially go to the platform, which is exactly what we thought with Donald Trump. The issue is that's not what actually happens. I think Donald Trump has 4 or 5 million on Truth Social, I think. Let me actually look because, and I'm not I'm just trying to be realistic here. Man, what would $100 million do for Truth Social? You know what I mean? Sure would be nice. The Donald has 4 million. What did he have? 80 million on Twitter when he left or something like that? So yeah, you'll get people and Trump routinely gets 5 to 15,000 interactions on each one of his tweets. But he was getting hundreds of thousands on Twitter. So Kanye coming to Truth with some real money and a real fan base, I think that would have been better. But maybe that wasn't even an option. So on top of that, so we'll have to wait and see. I think more competition is generally good. I don't know if Kanye has the money. Maybe he could get into some sort of workable state and sell it to Twitter or merge it with one of these existing apps. I don't know. Truth Social will continue to grow, especially as it sits around longer and if they keep updating it. But man, would have been nice to get some real money in there. But that on top of Elon Musk retweeting this article about woke War 3. The neocons and the woke left are joining hands and leading us to woke War 3, an opinion by David Sachs, a venture capitalist, released on Newsweek. Now, Elon tweets this. It's an article that was written 2 weeks ago. And it's interesting that he would have tweeted this now. I'm not a huge fan of Elon getting into like geopolitics and things of that nature. I'm not sure that it's his like, I'm not saying he can't speak about it. But Woke War 3 was trending today on Twitter. He retweeted this article. It's interesting which replies I can see. A lot of people going after him is saying he's like a Russian bot. I mean, you have this Rolling Stone article from today. Elon Musk can't stop peddling Putin propaganda. Written today, the world's richest man thinks the only way to avoid the worst possible scenario is to give in to Russia. Well, I mean, Rolling Stone magazine, what are you suggesting then? Are you suggesting that the United States put boots on the ground? What's the other? You know what I mean? Like, what is the Rolling Stone suggesting? I don't, like, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Like, my interest is in ending this as amicably as possible. And make no mistake about it. You don't think Russia knows that the United States is pouring all this money in there and this? I have my opinions of what happened to the pipeline too, and who's behind that. It's like, at some point, don't you think that Russia's going to get sick of us meddling in it and maybe, aim some stuff at us? I don't know. But, the longer you stay involved in these conflicts, this is not good. Our country is suffering right now. We have inflation. Gas prices are still ridiculous. Did people forget about that? We've got homelessness. We've got, hordes of people flowing over the border in the southern border right now. Do we really need to be pouring another $100 billion into a war in another country? It's sickening. Like, I hate that the United States does this. We're not the world police. And in my experience, the world policing has always had some weird, some ulterior motive anyway, which is why half these other countries hate the United States. It's going to be interesting to see Elon and Kanye perhaps shake things up, but the leftist, the establishment media is going to continue to kind of ramp up their attacks on Elon, especially if he keeps kind of proposing an end to what it seems like establishment media really loves, and that is their war machine, because it's great for profits. Hope you enjoyed this video. It'll be interesting to see how this shakes out tomorrow, and we'll talk to you again real soon.